Riyadh. Yeah. Riyadh airport. That was a portrait at the backside of some ancient place in Riyadh. Yeah. For work. Okay. So let's move on to our next step. Further commands. Riyadh to Saudi. Mecca. I cannot go to Mecca. Mhm. There, I think non-Muslims are not allowed. Only Muslims can go there. So I cannot go. Okay. So the difference, we got the difference between awk and cut command. When to use AWK and when to use cut. When I have a specified delimiter, then we are going on with the cut command. And when we do not have a fixed delimiter, that is the values are separated by space or something, in that case we are going to use our AWK. Like say for example, I executed command who. So this command shows me that who all is connected to my system, or I executed ls minus l. So in this scenario I am able to get my file name. I need to pull up only specific columns. We can do it. When you check it using your ls minus l, pipe cut f3, 9 and delimiter is my space, I'm not getting what I was expected to have. It's not getting me the desired output. Whereas when we run the same thing with AWK command, AWK single quotes, bracket open, print $3, my column number 3, comma, $9, column number 9, bracket close, single quotes. Now I am getting what I was expecting to have. File owner name and the file name. So AWK automatically translates my spaces into column delimiters. So it automatically translates all the spaces into separating characters. So wherever you have a space, wherever you have your tab stop, according to AWK command, it is a separating character. So let's say for example, another command, who. The command which shows me the name of user who is connected to my system, on which terminal it is connected, and since which date it is connected to my system. We can simply check it. I need to pull only the name of user and the date. So how many columns do I have here? First space provides me column 1. Second space or tab gives me second column. Third space gives me third column, fourth column and fifth. So I have total 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 columns. I need to get the username which is in my column 1 and I need to get the date which is in my column number 3. When I try to do the same using my cut, F1, 3, again trying to delimit it using my space, I'm not getting the desired output. My first column is coming but the last column is not coming. When we do the same thing in place of cut with awk command, single quotes, bracket open close, in between print $1, comma, $3. Now I'm getting exactly what I demanded. So any command, any file which is not having a fixed delimiter, where the number of spaces is not fixed, where you don't have a constant value, in all such scenarios you can use awk as a separator, act as a column filter. So any such command you can get AWK as a column filter there. Okay, you can see it clearly. My cut is not able to properly do the job in this case, because in our commands output I do not have fixed number of spaces. The number of spaces is not fixed. In this place the number of spaces is more, whereas here the number of spaces are less. So in all such scenarios it is always a better practice to go on with our AWK command. Using AWK we can do the job what cut can do, but using cut we cannot do the job what AWK can do. So if I want to do the job using the same thing what cut is doing, I'll have to use -f. Let's say for example I need to pull username and his employee ID, or username and his user ID from the etc passwd file. The same job that we did earlier with cut -f1, 3 using -d delimiter. If the same has to be done using awk, how we are going to do it? AWK -F, then place your delimiting character, the same, single quotes on and close, print $1, comma, $3 from the file etc/passwd. By default for awk, space or tab is a delimiter, but when you want to override that space or tab as a delimiter, you can use your awk and use the -F as a switch to override it. Same output we can retrieve using cut command also. So what you can do with cut, you can obtain it using awk also, but where AWK can work, cut cannot work. The same operation can be achieved by running cut -F1, 3 -d from file etc/passwd. Both the commands are going to give the same output. They will be providing me the same output there. Okay, got the functionality? How awk works? Awk simply checks for the blank space or a tab stop. If in case there is a tab stop or a blank space, it identifies it as a column separator. It's not only this. Let's say we are running the command ps. So ps command, which shows me my process statistics. What process is running, on which terminal it is running, since when the process is into a idle state, and what is the name of the command. If I am running ps command with -f switch, we get the username, the process ID, the parent process ID, all the entries in it. So I want to get only the name of my process, process ID number, and the user who is running this process. I want to get only the process name, process ID, and the username. We can get it ps -f pipe AWK single quotes. So first I want to get my process name or the command name. Can you tell me the column number where my commands are coming? What's the number of that column in which I will be getting my commands in the output from my ps minus f command? How my AWK works? So using awk, you have this flexibility that you can shuffle the column positions. So firstly, I want to get my process name, which is in my column number 8. Then I want to have the process ID number, which is in my column number 2. And then I want to have the owner of the process as my column number 1. Brackets closed. Enter. Okay. Command, process ID, and the owner name. If you want, you can write in a report also using this. Let's say command having PID is owned by just one liner, and I got a report generated for me. Just a one line program, and this program is giving me a report. What I just did is placed my text that I want to print as it is in double quotes. So here what it is doing is, it's showing me that $8 having PID is owned by this particular user. So it's not only this, with any command you can utilize it. So awk allows me to do filtering, generating reports, writing one-liner scripts, lot of things I can do using AWK. So AWK is not only a column filter, but also a mini programming language. Using AWK, we can do lot of things there. Like here in this example, we have just generated a report. Okay? A simple report. Okay. So we have to create a file. How we can create a file? Cat greater than. I will suggest you please never use this cat greater than symbol. Why? Let's take an example. Cat greater than, and I created a file, say file 1. Hello, how are you? To save this file, press Ctrl D. Hold down the Control key and press D to save your file. Now, to view the contents of the file, simply cat followed by your file name without the greater than symbol. Cat greater than symbol followed by a file name creates a file. Cat followed by the file name shows me the contents of the file. Okay. Now, if in case by mistake I again did this cat file 1. So the file should have now contents, hello, how are you, and testing the redirection. But what actually we are having as the output? It has overwritten. So whenever you use your cat greater than symbol, be very careful, it overwrites your data. It overwrites the data set there. So forget that you have an option as cat greater than. Always do the job using your double greater than symbol. Cat double greater than file name Save it. Let's do back. So every time you do this, cat double greater than, add something, press Ctrl D. So you are on which particular path? I am doing it in my home directory. If you are on / or / root, you will not be able to do. And the user is the same user. He should be able to do it. You have your permissions on the home directory. Okay. So here I have a file. Sequence 1 200 and redirected it to T5. So using this greater than or double greater than symbol, you can even send the output of any command to any other command. Okay. So what I have just in this previous command is, there is a command called as sequence. So when I say sequence, the start value, end value, it generates the values between that start and end value. So in previous command what I did is, use my sequence command to generate values between 1 to 100 and redirected the output to my file T file. I don't want the output to be shown on my screen. In spite of showing data on my screen, I wanted it to be redirected to a file. Okay. Now if we check the contents of this file, T file, it's having entries 1 to 100. Total 100 lines are there in it. There is nothing specific, just line numbers. So if in case I am using head T file without any argument, what it does, shows me the top 10 lines. In place of head, if I use tail, it shows me the bottom 10 lines. So head from the top, tail from the bottom. I want to view only the top 3 lines. Head -3. I want to view only the bottom 5 lines. Tail -5. T5. What if in case I want to view from line number 93 onwards? I don't want to view the first 92 lines. I want to view from line number 93 onwards, whatever number of lines are there. The same tail command, but with -n, and in place of minus symbol, now we'll be using plus 93. So what it will do is, it will show me from line number 93 onwards till the end of file, no matter how many lines I have after that. Okay. So that is my head and tail. A scenario, I want to view from line number 50 to line number 57. How I can get it? From line number 50 to line number 57. In this case, we will have to use piping, combination of 2 commands. Use of my inter-process communication, sending the output of one command as input to another command. So we'll do it here. From line number 50, from the T file. So this is going to do what? This is going to show me the output from line number 50 onwards till end of file. But I don't want till end of the file. My requirement is only till line number 57. If I am running this, so what it is doing is, it's showing me from line number 50 to end. Our requirement is to view only from line number 50 to 57. If in case I send its output to head command and say show me lines 8, whatever is the output generated by the command on left hand side of your pipe operator will be given as input to the command on the right hand side. So now what it does, first command tail minus n50 generates from line number 50 to end of file. Now what we did is we performed the inter-process communication, linked it with my another command tail or head, and demanded from the output generated by command on left hand side pull 8 lines. We got the desired output that we wanted to have. Like when we did our ls minus l pipe awk, again we created an inter-process communication between the output generated by my ls command and the awk command. We did the same between the output generated by my ps command and my awk command. The same way here, I combined in two commands there, head and tail, and used it. Okay. The same can be done in a different way also. Head 57 from T file. Now what it will do is, it will show me the 57 lines from top if I am running head 57. If in case now I do pipe tail minus 8, again I am getting the same 50 to 57. So it's not only that I can get it by the tail command, I can get it by using my head command also. The thing is, in both the scenarios I am just doing inter-process communication. I am just performing a IPC, sending the output of command on left hand side as input to command on my right hand side. Output of both the commands is same. Either I am going in the head format or I am going in the tail format. Okay. Let's say we have a file here as employees, and in this file I have, say, Sam 1234 department sales, Harry 6754 department HRD, Natasha department admin, Peter department admin, Sally department sales, department sales. I want to view this file into a sequential order. Currently if I view, the contents of my file are random. The contents of my file are not into a sequential order. I need to arrange the records in my file in a sequence, like A to Z or Z to A. How we can do it? Sort followed by your file name. The default sorting method is A to Z. The default sorting happens in A to Z order. So sort followed by file name arranges your records into alphabets A to Z. The same job can also be done in some flavors of Linux. You may have to use it in this format. Both of them are the same thing. Some flavors of Linux works in the first format, whereas in some Linux flavors you have to explicitly use inward redirection. The inward arrow, this is referred as inward redirection. So on some flavors of Linux, I'll have to do the inward redirection there. Okay. What if in case I want to arrange the records in Z to A order? Use the switch -R. Use the switch -R. Okay. What if in case I do not want to arrange records on the basis of names, but I want to adjust them according to my column number 2? Currently what it's doing, it's adjusting according to my column 1. I don't want to do it according to column 1, but I want to do it according to column 2. Sort -K followed by the column number and -T, what is your separator here? But is it getting adjusted into a proper order? See, is my records adjusted into a proper order? Yes, they are. This time they are not sorted according to the name, but they are sorted according to the department names. I have given what? Sort -K. K stands for my keywords, the column or the keys where I need to do the sorting. So sorting has to be done on my key 3, third column. And how the columns will be identified? Columns will be identified by the presence of this colon character. So colon here is doing the job of separating my values, and 3 is stating that the sorting has to be performed on keywords in column 3. If in case I want to adjust it according to salary, now what I can do is according to keywords in column 2. Now the sort has acronym according to the salaries. Okay. So when you have to do sorting on the basis of a column, you have to specify the keywords, in which column do you have the keywords, and what character to be used as a separator. So I am going to separate my columns on the basis of this, and the keywords are in my column number 2. Okay. Let's say this file happening here. Lot of duplicate values are there in this file. The file is having duplicate entries. I don't want to view duplicates. I want to view only non-duplicate values. The same thing you can do by using your adding one more switch here as U, -U. Show me unique records. So when I added the -U switch, sort and present only the unique values. The same can be adjusted, can be obtained by running the unique command also. Unique also does the same job, but the condition is unique command works on sorted data. That is, if I want to do it using the unique command, prior to unique, I'll have to do a sorting of it. Sort employees and then pipe its output to unique. So there is a unique command also that does the same job. But for that, I need to firstly have a sorted data. Unique cannot work on unsorted information. If I'm just running this command, I'm not getting the desired output. So for unique to work, it has to be firstly sorted. So why to go with the two commands? When in the sort itself I have an option as -u. Mind one thing, sort command doesn't makes any changes in your original file. My original file is exactly as it is. No changes has happened on my original file. If you want that the sorted data be stored into a separate file, you want your sorted data to be stored for future usage, then in that case use the switch -o followed by your new file name. Now nothing will be shown on your screen. The output of your sort command has gone to your sort_env. If we check the contents of my employees, it's still having all data in an unsorted fashion. But if we check cat sort employees, now it is having the unique records of my employees as per my sorted column. Remove unique, emp1. Now this emp1 file is having all the records sorted according to salaries. Okay. So whenever you need to send the output of your sort command, you want to use it, you may be requiring it in future, just simply use the -o switch and followed by the file name. The output goes to that particular file. Which one? The same is the unique. With -u. I want to get it in the unique format, use the -u switch. It presents you the unique output. Okay? So unique, sort. Yes. Harry's record is these many times duplicated in my file. How can I find out that how many lines do I have in a file? Simply use wc command followed by your file name. It returns you 3 values. First is number of lines, number of words, number of characters. WC stands for word count. Word count, where it gives you a counting of 3 things: lines, words and characters. You can get individual values also. WC-L number of lines, WC-W number of words, and WC-C number of characters, including printable and non-printable characters. I need to get only number of lines, just simply this. WC-L etc/passwd. I have 38 records in it. But if I check number of characters, 1925. Number of words, okay. So using WC command you can find out word count. WC stands for word count. There are 3 columns. Column number 1 is number of lines, column number 2 is number of words, column number 3 is number of characters, and column number 4 is the file name itself. So if for my etc/passwd I don't use any switch, again I am going to get the same 4 columnar output: 38 lines, 67 words, and these many characters. Okay. Now say we have one more file, cat greater than emp1, or let's say projects. Now in this projects file I am having two columns. One is my banks, global, banks, local, banks, SA, banks, ETH, banks, Kenya. Okay. I have 5 records in this file. Now what I want to do is, I want to combine, say cat sort emp file. Here I have 6 records, and in my projects file, let me add one more, banks, so I want to combine the employees and projects together. I want to combine my employees and projects, where if I try to do this sort emp and projects file together, first I am getting the output from my employee file, and then I am getting the output from my projects file. Whereas what our requirement is, I need to place them side by side. Using cat command I can do, but when I am using cat command, so cat command does what? It shows me the contents of my file in the order their name appears from left to right sequence. My first file name is sort emp, so firstly the contents from sort emp. If I change the position of my file names and now make it as sort emp, so firstly the banks data and then my employees data. Whereas our requirement is that this employee name and the bank name or the projects, that should be coming side by side on the same line. So for that purpose there is a command as join. Join sort emp with projects. Okay. So it says that the lines are not sorted. Sort emp and projects. Projects file line number 4 is not sorted, banks ETH, and sort employee 2 line number 2 is not sorted, Anita 6. Let's do it. Let me do. Okay, that's not sorted. Sort and view employees. Okay, and send it to sort projects. Sort emp with projects 1. We did joining, but nothing is on my screen. Are the things gone into my sort emp file? No. Are the things gone into my projects 1 file? No. Then where is the sorted output, or where is the joined data? We did a join operation. Both the files are sorted. but nothing is coming on my screen. Okay, this file is empty. That means either my join is not happening properly or the records are not coming in there properly. The reason could be here in our file vi projects, I have some data in all caps, so let's keep everything into small caps only. And then try to do